Yo, back with another video. I'm here today to talk about how to make 2025 the best year of your life. It's a new year. It's a fresh start for everybody. 2025, we all want to have a great year. We all want to have a great year full of wealth, full of abundance, full of love, full of joy, full of kindness. It's 2025. It is a great fresh start for everybody. Listen, and how do I know this is going to work? Is because I have been applying the same principles to my life. In the middle, not the middle, toward the end of 2024, going into 2025, I have been applying the same principles to my life. And my life has been mind-boggling to a point where I can get on my knees and just open my arms open to God and say, Lord, I thank you for everything. I thank you for what you've done in my life. Listen, Jeremiah 29, 11 through 13 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Wow. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. God, listen, I didn't say this. This is what God is saying. This is in the Bible. And God promises does not lie. He said, I know the plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope in the future. So God, listen, God knows, God already has that business ready for you. God already has that Mercedes, that truck, that car, that house, that land, that building you want, the business you want. He already has it for you. He says it. Plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope in the future. For I know the plans I have for you. He knows it. But you have to do self-inventory. You have to do some shedding of layers of bad habits. You have to change your environment. You have to change the people you hang around with in order for you to receive what God already has for you. God has everything lined up for you, but we have to be prepared in order for us to receive what God already has for you. See, in the middle of 2024, that was me living a life without God. Yeah, that was me living a life without God. And I used to pray to God. I used to pray to God, and I was a slave to sin. I was definitely a slave to sin. But I was still praying to God, asking him for things. But I found myself kind of getting mad at God because I'm like, Lord, I just prayed for you to bless me with this, but you over here giving somebody else that. And so I had to ask myself, where was I operating from back then? See, I was operating in a place of I was just praying to God just so I can get a blessing. No, like that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. See, your heart has to be fully devoted to God. You can't focus on the external things. You have to focus on the inner being. See, listen, James 4:3 says, when you ask, I was like, Lord, when I said I used to pray to the Lord and say, Lord, you didn't give me this and I just prayed to you. I just asked you for this. He said, when you ask, you do not receive. So he's telling me I can't receive that because you ask with wrong motives. I didn't say this. This is what the Bible is saying. He says, when you ask, you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. So God is telling me, son, the reason I didn't give you what you asked for back then because you had the wrong motives. And he wasn't lying. If God would have gave me, that car I wanted back then, boy, I'd probably been flexing around in that car on Snapchat saying, hey, y'all boys need to catch up, man. Hey, I'm flexing on y'all. That's called being boastful. That's called being boastful. And God can give me what my heart desire is now because I'm not operating in that space what I used to operate in 2024. So God is telling us that if you want that business, if you want that car, if you want that house, if you want that land, if you want your YouTube channel to prosper, whatever you want to prosper in your life, you have to fully seek God, because he knows your plans, but you have to be prepared in order for you to receive a blessing to God. God just can't give you a blessing because he knows that your heart is not prepared to receive that blessing. So you can't get tired of becoming the person who can do the things you want. I'm gonna say that again. Don't get tired of becoming the person who can do the things you want. See, oh boy, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. This is so good. See, you have to shed layers. See, I used to hang around homies. They still my homies, whatever. But I just, you can show love from a distance, if that makes sense. See, so like I used to hang around homies where we used to smoke, drink, talk about women, play the games, etc., etc. That was the cycle I was living in: smoking, drinking, playing video games, talking about women, etc., etc. And once you operate in that space, in that type of environment, you find yourself to a point where you feel like your life is not getting better, like your life is not increasing, perpetually increasing, getting better day by day. Because once you live a life of Christ, last year should not look like this year. Last month should not look like this month. You should be living a life of increase. You think God really want his people to be broke, down, bad, and disgusted? No. God don't want that. He don't want that. See, but once I, unplug myself from external things, once I unplug myself from relationships, once I unplug myself from friends and disappear from the map. What you mean disappear from the map? Meaning that, I got in a space where I just focused on me and God. Look at my grandma interrupting my video.
Huh?
What you guys say to my channel? What you guys say to my channel?
I be chilling. Hey, babe, keep my baby here. This is grandmother.
This grandmother. Yeah, I'm in here talking about, the Lord, trying to encourage my channel to
Oh, you here?
focus on God,
Talking to yourself?
Nah, I'm gonna post it on YouTube.
Oh.
I'm gonna post it on
Let me
YouTube.
get out of here.
No, you fine. But listen, I used to live a life of, just hang around people that wasn't adding no value towards my life, and I encourage y'all to just unplug yourself from things that's not adding value to your life. Do some self-inventory. Focus on things, that can add value to my life. My friends call me till this day, hey, yo, Steph, you want to hang out? And I'm just like, nah, man, because, I don't want to drink. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to play the game. I don't want to do those things. I want to hang around people that can add value to my life. That can, let's talk about finances. Let's talk about how to build a house. Let's talk about how to become a better man. Let's talk about, how can I walk in integrity, just becoming a better person each and every day. So I want to encourage y'all, if you want to have a great year of 2025, of 2025, grandma, you got to give your life to God.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. My boy got it going on. I tell you that. And I'm not just saying that because he's my grandson.
Right.
But he's building a life for himself where he can retire at an early age. By the time he get 35. He going to be his own entrepreneur and everything. He's going to have everything that God got planned for him. So listen to me, baby. Listen to it.
Woo, grandma. And that's because of who? Because
of God.
Because of God. I'm telling y'all.
God can do anything that you want him to do. You just got to believe, have faith, and walk with him. Just walk with him and see how your life changes. Amen.
Amen. Girl, you would make me shout, girl. Hey, she ended for me. That's it. I'm going to end it like that. I'm going to go home. Well, I'm already home, but I'm going to end it like that.